What's up everybody, Alex here, and welcome to the Dota Underlords Best Builds of the Week, your weekly guide to the best builds for Standard and Knockout. Let's get started with Warlocks and Brawnies. Now this build revolves around one particular unit, and that is Bristleback. Bristleback is the key to this strategy. His Quill Spray, which is a stacking AoE damage, multiplying in effectiveness over time, is so effective. What we want to do is we want to couple him with an Essex and with the healing potential of Warlocks to keep Bristleback up. The Brawny capabilities, you know, if you get Brawny early, especially with Beastmaster and Axe, you'll be able to kind of ramp up Brawny's effectiveness quite early. That'll help Bristleback stay alive and will help him do his Quill Spray. It is an end game changer. Now, we have Disruptor back here for silence. You can also put Disruptor up here if you want. That'll help him get his silence off a little faster. We have Axe back here as a brute in order to reduce the incoming damage of any assassins. Sniper back here. Hopefully, you know, if you're against Pudge, you could put Axe back here to bait the Pudge pull. That would be more effective than having Sniper get pulled. But overall, an effective build, one that I've been having a lot of success with. For the second build of the week, we are back to Scrappies and Dragons. Guys, Scrappies and Dragons is simply unbelievable, and I'll tell you why. Especially in Knockout, where we're able to get Snapfire and Tinker to 3 stars so easily. Guys, these two units right here, Tier 1 and Tier 3, are some of the best units in this game right now. I'm expecting nerfs to come. They have not come yet. You guys need to be riding Snapfire and Tinker whenever you can. Dragon Knight has always been incredible, but Snapfire is absolutely ridiculous. You couple that with Timbersaw and Clockwork up front to really hold that front line. High armor units. You have Viper in the back to kind of take care of any units that jump. You're protecting the Sniper with the Dragon Knight, because Dragon Knight will be able to kind of sustain quite a bit of damage there in the back. Puck, if he gets pulled, he shouldn't get pulled. It should be Viper that gets pulled, but Puck, if he does get pulled, he has his Dragon ability to stay elusive. But overall, this is a really good build. It rides on the back of Dragon Knight, Snapfire, and Tinker. You could even put Tinker up front if you want. If you really want to kind of amplify the amount of DPS you're doing quickly, you can even put him here if you want. Honestly, he's that good, especially with an Octarine at Tier 3. He'll just be casting like crazy. Any sort of mana regeneration that you can get on Tinker is also very effective. But overall, this is a fantastic build. You guys have to be riding Tinker and Snapfire, especially in Knockout, where they are so easy to 3-star. And for the third build of the week, we're running with the same idea here, getting the best available units we can. Once again, we're using Snapfire and Tinker. We're after Tidehunter and Kunkka for their stuns, Earth Spirit in order to kind of get together with the Spirit Alliance with Ember Spirit and Storm Spirit. We have Storm Spirit back here. If you're against Pudge, Storm Spirit is a perfect person to kind of like try and bait the Pudge pull, because if he gets pulled, he's just going to teleport away as soon as he gets the opportunity. But overall, right, this is a very effective build, simply because you have the Spirit Alliance go in there, but again, you have very effective units. The silence of Earth Spirit is excellent. You have the DPS of Dragon Knight. Hobgon right here, he should be buffing Dragon Knight or Snapfire, which is perfect, right? When he gets his buffs up, you know, these are really going to benefit those types of units. Tinker back here, his auto attack's not really the main goal here. You want to have his rockets going off, whereas with Dragon Knight, his auto attack is absolutely incredible, so you want to get that on him as best you can. You're after the stuns for Tidehunter and Kunkka. If you get like a Braces of Desperation or Refresher Orb, perfect opportunity to use those units. With that being said, Refresher Orb is also great on Snapfire, especially with the Dragon Alliance. It'll just spread, like, you know, that molten lava everywhere and really do a ton of damage over time. Overall, this build is about, you know, being smart. If there's a Pudge, put Storm Spirit in the right position, and about protecting your units with Viper, right? So if your Storm Spirit gets pulled, Viper is here to take on any assassins or anything along those lines. But overall, right, a very effective build that focuses on having the best units on the field as possible. Now, I think that one of the unsung heroes of Dota Underlords right now are the Brutes. Brutes are absolutely incredible, and I don't feel like they're being used all that often right now, especially Magnus. People are really passing up on Magnus, and I think they're wrong. If you look at his Empower ability, he's basically granting a damage increase and cleave to any nearby ally, and quite frankly, when you couple that with someone like Lifestealer, Dune, Abaddon, you know, these are incredible units, right? Almost all of these units, with the exception of 2, right, Shadow Demon and Templar Assassin, are melee characters. They are going to greatly benefit from Magnus. We have Magnus here because what's going to happen is you're going to have Slork jump, Templar jump, and Templar Assassin is not junk. You're going to have Anti-Mage jump as well, and that's going to leave Magnus by himself to protect Hobgoblin and Shadow Demon. Any assassins are going to jump back here. His Brute ability is going to basically apply a damage debuff, which is really going to reduce the effectiveness of those assassins. Abaddon's fantastic. I know in some ways you think, Abaddon, is it really worth the Heartless bonus? It is, first of all, yes. And because the fact that you have so many melee units, Abaddon's ability, which basically gives you an AoE blast, is so effective. It really helps the overall DPS of this build. So I do strongly recommend you use Abaddon in this build. And quite frankly, this is excellent. And again, if ever you are using Brutes, don't be afraid to use Magnus in the rear in order to protect your squishier units. Now, we don't have that many squishy units in this build, but still, it's good practice to put them there. Because remember, guys like Magnus and Ogre Magi, they cast on themselves first. That means he's not going to move. That means that when the assassins jump, he's still the furthest unit back. They're going to land on him, right? He's not going to run anywhere, so it's a very easy way to predict who the assassins are going to jump on. All right, and for the fifth build of the week, I am once again preaching Druids, guys, especially in Knockout. I barely see anyone go Druids, honestly, and it blows my mind. The effectiveness of Lone Druid himself, especially with Bracers of Desperation or, a Refresh Orb, cannot be overstated. Those two bears will wreak havoc on the opposing team. Snapfire and Dragon Knight, absolute crazy amounts of DPS. Again, you're baiting the assassins with Viper. In this circumstance, though, you might get some attacks on Enchantress and Puck. If that's happening, you can do something like this. It's not a big deal if Dragon Knight's getting poked here and there. You can even do this and really bait directly onto Viper if you want. But overall, be flexible with who you're against. Assassins aren't all that common right now, but I like to build in a contingency plan to make sure that if there are assassins, you have a unit like a Brute or a Viper to take care of them, right? You really want to minimize their effectiveness, but overall, you're protecting Snapfire and Dragon Knight. That's what this build's about. Protect Snapfire and Dragon Knight, let them do their DPS, let them carry your team, and I promise you, you will be so impressed with the DPS meters. Guys, this has been the Dota Underlords Best Builds of the Week. Thank you so much for watching. Special thank you to my subscribers. Take care, everyone, and good luck in Dota Underlords.